Hello and a warm welcome to Chang International Circuit here in Buriram, Thailand. Beautiful day here in Thailand, a fantastic circuit for TCR Asia. This the brand new concept for touring car racing. Jonathan Green and Steve Martin bringing you the action from round 4 of the series, and it's been an interesting start to the year. And this weekend's also thrown up some interesting racing for two reasons. One, we've got the regulars from TCR Asia, but also we've got some wildcard entries this year, this round, because we also have a Thai TCR championship. Here's one of the regulars, Terence Say Kin Leung, the Roadstar ace in the Seat Leon. In fact, it was Seat that won in the Thai championship in the hands of Carlo Van Dam a few weeks ago. He's not racing, of course, he does the GT Asia. Douglas Koo, what a great weekend he's had so far, on the podium last time out. Reverse grid from round 3 for the start here of race and round 4, and that means that the leaders of the first race here at the Buriram circuit will start right in the mid-pack, which always makes for interesting racing, because the likes of Parapat Bulban and a few of the others that are on the front rows of the grid may not be able to stay at the same kind of pace as the guys who had such a success in the first race. So it's Say, Koo, Bulban and Hanjit Kassam, the man you're looking at right now. Then comes Henry Ho, and there you start to get the reverse of it. He was 4th place last time out, and just trying to stay cool, the Macau driver in the number 88. There he is for Champ Motorsport. You know, your Asian Motorsport, Champ Motorsport, one of the top teams over the years in Asia. 6 on the grid will be Philippe Souza, another Macau driver, racing for the Liqui Moly Team Ensler team in the Golf Volkswagen, and of course his teammate, winner of the race last time out. In 7th position, Vatana Iritapong on the podium last time out, the Thai driver, the top driver from Thailand, one of them anyway, Narasak, and he is one of the wildcard entries, so really enjoying his first outing, as is Jack Lembard, who races in the number 44. He'll start in 8th position. There we are, Jack L. Familiar face. He said it was 9 years since he's raced in AFOS, and you can see smiling through the helmet. Lembard, great character, great racer. Just behind him, Kevin Say in 9th position. Say Win Kin, another Macau driver, also in the Golf GTI. Now, starting from 10th position is the man who won race 3 and round 3, the number 3, Andy Yan. And the Hong Kong driver gives a Sawadi car, as they do here in Thailand. And he's got some work to do, but watch Andy Yan come through, and alongside me, Steve Martin. This is the exciting part about this, is this reverse grid, because you know that it's going to mean that Andy Yan's going to come quick. Now, you spoke to Bill O'Brien just in the break. What did he have to say about his chances this afternoon?
Oh, he was happy. He was happy. He just wanted to, you know, he's improving all the time as a driver. He's got a few car issues this weekend, as Bill, but overheating problems for him. Let's hope that they get that sorted out. But this is the man we need to talk about. Of course, Tin Shitrai. He didn't make qualifying, and he failed in the first race. A turbo hose popped off of his car. So this is really his first race in TCR here this weekend. Starts from the back of the grid, showed good pace in practice. Keep an eye on the young Thai driver as he makes his way through the field.
Yeah, of course, he came into the Thailand round leading the championship after a good career round, but the Honda Civic having, as you said, those gremlins in the engine. They had to replace the engine last night. Then they got it out on track for round 3, and it only did, well, less than a lap. So the starting grid for round 4 looks like this. Reverse top 10 means that Terence Say, the Roadstar, will lead them away in the number 17, Douglas Koo, alongside him on the podium for the amateurs last time out. Parapat Bulpan, the first of the locals. Bulpan in 3rd position, and then Hanjit Kassam in 4th position for TBN MK Racing Team. Winner of the amateurs last time out. Henry Ho, 4th overall for Champ Motorsport, and will start 5th on the grid. Philippe de Souza of Macau in 6th place, the first of the Liqui Moly Emsler entries. The Narasak Iratapong, who had a great race, and in fact in the press conference wasn't so sure about his English, but he did very well. And Jack Lembard, well, his English is good, but is another Thai driver, and certainly one of the favourites here. Kevin Say and Andy Yan. Andy Yan, winner of the first race here held at the Buriram circuit earlier in the day, and we have a reverse grid, like I said, for race 4. Bill O'Brien, Kenneth Ma, and Tin Shitrai. And we want to see what the Team Thailand man, Tin Tin, as he's well known, can do. The whole family here today, and PTT, his long-time sponsor. And had a chance to talk to Tin this morning, and really enjoying racing. And it's a big weekend for him, of course, because he's also competed in, to good effect, I may add, in the GT race, the GT Asia race. As you can see, on the warm-up lap now, it's standing start, and Steve kind of going through procedure right now just to make sure that the car's as it should be.
Absolutely, of course. These cars have had some work done onto them since the race 1 here earlier this weekend. And, you know, the guys are just warming up the brakes, warming up the tyres, getting themselves in position, making sure that they're comfortable, having a last sip of their bottle, trying to get extra air into the car. Of course, we saw one of the drivers with an air blower blowing fresh air into the car. Still very hot conditions here, Jonathan, so comfort is certainly something that will be playing on these guys' minds out there. But probably the man with the most, well, 2 guys out there really that have it all to play for. Andy Yan, who's now leading the championship, and Tin Shitrai, who start from the back of the grid. They're really wanting to scythe through the pack as quick as they can. Sounds easy when you win the first race, but these cars are all so closely matched, Jonathan, that it's not as easy as it sounds, especially when you've got guys like Jack Lamvard out there as well, who's driving very well this weekend. We heard him talking about the fact that his car was down on straight line speed, so I'm sure that they've adjusted that, probably taken some wing out of it to try and give him a little bit more top end speed so he can match Andy Yan down the straights.
Yeah, and I think he was a little surprised because in qualifying he was the fastest man out there, and I think he was taken a bit by surprise to see the pace of Andy Yan. And just a reminder both of this championship and where we're going here this season. After this weekend, the next one is in August in China at Shanghai International Circuit. What a great place that is to go, the Formula 1 circuit, of course. And then a brand new addition to the Asian series, Zhejiang circuit, also in China for rounds 7 and 8. Then back to history as we go back to the famous street circuit of Macau. And that really is the icing on the cake, the real creme de la creme of this series is to race at Macau. And these cars are perfectly suited to the streets and the cut and thrust that is Macau.
Yeah, I mean, that is definitely going to be one exciting race. But I'll tell you what, not to take anything away from this one, Jonathan, we're up for a lot of action here because the guys that won last time out are now sitting back in the grid in 8th, 9th and 10th positions. So reverse grid makes for a very exciting race here.
Well, in terms of the championship, Liqui-Moly Team Enslet leading the way with 96 points at the moment. And in terms of the Drivers' Championship, Andy Yan leading with 69 points as well over Tin Shitrai. Can the Thai turn one on here from the back? We're about to find out for race 4 of the series. Out go the lights, away we go. And oh, terrible start. In fact, a stall on the grid from the man at the front. That is an awful moment there for Douglas Koo. He's got it going again.
Yeah,
but luckily nobody gathered him.
He certainly fluffed that one. That was probably the worst start of his career. And
scary too, I would have thought.
It is, yeah, it is. But luckily everybody saw him and he got through. So that has left Terence C in front at the moment as they head down into turn 3.
3 wide,
and
look at this, Iritapong. Oh, they touched!
Is that Iritapong, was it?
I think it was, and they touched, and
Jack Lamvard's there too in 3rd position at the moment.
It was Lambard involved in that incident. He's moved to 2nd place, but he was involved in an incident there, and that could cause trouble. Andy Yan is coming through, started 10, already into the top 6.
Well, you know, they've put the fastest guys at the back, so a little bit more contact there from Lamvard, and
they're both off track.
This is an interesting start.
He likes to get amongst it. He was 2nd twice, sideways this time for the Honda.
Definitely not a lot of room out there.
What a first lap.
I know, this is incredible, but Lamvard is absolutely taking no prisoners on this out lap. I just hope that he hasn't pushed too hard and pushed the boundaries of what is legal and what's not.
Henry Ho was the man going wide in the Honda there. He's currently in 5th position. He might have lost out to that 5th position though now. He's got the windows open, I don't know why.
Well,
it's hotter outside than it is in.
Well, yeah, I mean...
Or maybe not.
No, I don't think it will be. I mean, these cars, they do retain a lot of heat. And, you know, he's probably forgotten at the last minute to do his window up because it's more aerodynamic. But look at this at the front.
Yeah, and it looks as though Lambard looking for the lead, and
Oh,
Terence Say turns in, and that turns him around on the last corner. Lambard's got away with it. How did he get away with it too? The 17 continues. We've got a three-way battle to the first corner now. Look at this, a drag race here.
That is as close as you're going to see it.
And who's going to win it? Kevin Say gets the nudge. Yes, he does. And into the lead goes Say. Second is Jan.
Good drive, though, from Andy Jan onto the back straight. This could be a pivotal moment for him. He might be able to slip up the inside.
And he already is side by side. Remember, Jan's come right from the back of this grid.
Yeah, he's come from 10th on the grid all the way to the front in just a matter of a lap. So, lock up
there. Jan takes the lead.
Yeah, that was a great move, and Lambard, it didn't work out well for him. He's ended up going back through the pack. He's been driving, you know, a little bit erratically, but hasn't paid off for him.
Say now in second place. Kevin Say, there he is in the number 8, right there trying to defend his position. So it's Lambard leading the way for Thailand in terms of the Thai drivers, but out front it's Andy Jan.
Good to see Philip Sousa up there too in 4th position and in touch. There he is in the number 26 car, just at the back of that leading group.
Under investigation now, 17 and 44. That, of course, is Terence Say, and the number 44 is Jack Lambard. Now, obviously, officially, they're both under investigation, but I'm telling you that it's all about the 44 because Say was just going about his business.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, oh, another big lock up there.
It was just that, a lock up. You've got to be careful. There could be our dicing early on here.
Yeah, that was
Ritapong.
Yeah, Ritapong trying to make his way through there. There's a lot of dicing. There's Jack Lambard under investigation.
I wonder what will happen. Either way, Jan leads. Number 8 is Say in second place, 9 behind him, and that is Sitrai. Amazingly, see, it is. I was kind of like, is that my eyes deceiving me? No, Tin is on the way.
Yeah, fastest man on track at the moment, Tin Sitrai, who started at the back of the field and has managed to sneak his way up without causing any trouble
whatsoever.
3rd place at the moment. So what a great drive for him.
Great recovery by Terence Say. He's 8th at the moment after almost spinning out of the race completely. But what a race this is going to turn out to be. Can Tin Sitrai, who's just come out of the cockpit of the GT Asia car, the Ferrari he was using, and he was saying, I said, what's the hardest part? He goes, well, first of all, ABS braking, because one has it, the other doesn't. No!
That was close. That was Bull Bond. He nearly went into the back of the Roadstar car, but managed to just pull that one off.
Yeah, it went very wide indeed. So, back to the front, as it were. Andy Jan pulling away now from Jack Lambard. Position's changing by the minute here because, by my calculations, it's Say in second place and Sitrai in 3rd, and that's what I'm looking at on the road.
Well, the gap at the moment is half a second between Andy Jan, who got his first race win earlier on today, Jonathan, and C in second place, and that's another half a second back to Sitrai, and so it's a very close front pack, as you can see.
Yep, 4th place Sousa, just off this group in 4th place, ahead of Henry Ho. Lambard currently in 6th position, so he's dropped back down to 6th, but still under investigation. No further action taken, so he's got away with that.
Yeah, he was lucky there, but Tin Sitrai once again in the PTT sponsored machine. Of course, what a mature driver he is. He really has, you know, come on very strong in this championship.
Yeah, Andy's a young guy, but as sort of old shoulders, really. He's been racing since he started in karts a long, long time ago, so he's actually got 20 years of experience behind him, even though he's very fresh-faced. When you meet him, you think he's just starting out in his career, but he's got a lot of experience. And so have a lot of these field. A lot of them are China touring car champions or Macau touring car champions, or possibly even Thai touring car champions in the case of Tin.
It's Volkswagen Golf versus Honda Civic out front, of course, with a couple of Volkswagens, the Golfs, the GTI Golfs, and of course the Civic of Tin Sitrai.
You know, talking of which, just put this in perspective, and I'll start you off about the story of the number 9. He's already started the weekend because of his victory with 30 kilos extra weight. Then what happened?
Then, as he starts to look like he's going to make a move up the inside, then in qualifying, it looked like he was going to, well, all through practice, he was fast enough to get pole position, but it wasn't to be because his engine had a failure. Part of the fuel pump fell off to the inside of the car. There's his mother on the left-hand side. She's follows Tin around everywhere they go.
Yep, the PTT boys and girls looking for their son to come through. But so they were changing engines literally.
They were changing engines overnight, and unfortunately he didn't get to qualify. So started from the back of the grid, went out in race 1, and obviously when they changed the engine, something else failed, and they didn't get to.
And here he is again. Tin goes for second place. Oh, outbrakes himself. Nice manoeuvre, but didn't pull it off.
Well,
and he's going to lose out to Henry Ho if he's not careful.
Well, Kevin C knows that he's there now, doesn't he? He's dipped up the inside, but it wasn't to be that time round. But he's got to do all that work again now.
I'm not so sure how smart that move was. If he'd have pulled it off, I'd have been applauding him here from the rafters, because we are up in the rafters here of the main stadium here.
He's definitely lost a little bit of time, has Tim Shutri now, but he's let Kevin Chi know that he's perfect. Here we go.
Here's what happened.
Last turn 12, dipped up the inside, locked the front up, and
ran out of talent mid-corner.
He certainly did, and not much you can do about that, but he's had a go. He's had a go.
Mum liked it, and then she didn't.
No. But he has fallen back into the clutches a little bit of Henry Ho now.
And he's no mug. I can tell you, Henry Ho's got a fair few championships under his belt. This is a good combination here, this battle between the two of them, because they both got similar experience. And both very racy in a touring car. They know what they're doing, these two.
One thing Henry won't like, we've got, that's Eritapong.
And that's game over.
Yes, some sort of issue there for him. They're cooling the brakes down, having a look underneath the car. Maybe it's difficult to say, but they're already looking at the braking part of the car. It looks like he wants to keep going. He's still in the car. So hopefully they can fix whatever the issue is with that machine and get him back out. Talking of issues,
Tim was thinking that.
Well, I think that he's probably overdriving the car. He said earlier in the weekend himself that it was very difficult coming from the GT car into this car and back due to the major differences, the power differences, the braking differences. These TCR cars don't really have any driver aids. They don't have ABS. They don't have traction control, things that the big GT3 cars do have.
Which, to most racing drivers is enjoyable because it's proper racing. But like you say, if you're coming from one car to another, very hard indeed.
Well, it takes a while to adapt. The braking distances as well, Jonathan, between these cars. Obviously, in these cars, you can brake later because you're approaching so much later and slower to the corners. So, a lot of different aspects, feel of the brake pedal.
Well, let's have a look at what happened at the start. And here it is, a reverse grid, Steve. And everybody who is fast was getting out quickly. In fact, two cars. It wasn't just Douglas Koo that had a problem. One of I think that was the Eritapong.
Yes.
Eritapong also stalled off the grid. So two cars involved in very, very serious incidents there. Luckily, nobody got hit.
Yeah, no, we were very lucky off that start line. Andy Yan got a decent start there, and there's Tin Shutri right on the outside. He also made a good start. But stayed out of trouble. I've got to say that this weekend Andy Yan has come of age. He's been driving perfectly. That Golf is set up beautifully to his liking. He's keeping it nice and smooth, not making any mistakes. He really does look like a champion this weekend.
Well, we tried to congratulate his team manager after the race, and he said, "Nope, all my driver."
I don't know about that. It's behind every good driver is a good team.
It's a good team. Whoa, and Tin goes wide again.
That's the second time there. He's going to have to be very careful.
Well, he could get into trouble,
Yeah.
I mean, he's not getting any advantage, but...
well, the advantage that he is getting...
If he's not braking, he is.
The advantage that he is getting is that he needs to go slow around that corner. He can't obviously go around there and stay on the track. He's obviously got some sort of push. Terrence C, of course, there, locking up his machine. This is the battle for 7th and 8th.
Buriram.
Yep, the amateurs.
Yeah, remember we've got different battles going on. You've got the professionals, the amateurs, and the team's trophy, a battle between all of them. So each and every battle throughout this race is important to those as they race against each other. So
yeah, I mean the good thing about this class is you do have the professionals out there, but we've also got a field of 8 amateur drivers all going for that amateur championship that's incorporated in this TCR series.
So the lights blazing. Honda just in the distance there. But it's Yan, Say, Sitrai, Ho, Souza and Lemvar. That's the top 6. Hanjit Kassam is in 7th place. Fellow Thai, Ritapong, already out and in the pits. And Sintrai. Oh, no. No, no.
This has been...
If it wasn't for bad luck, he wouldn't have any. He's out again.
Yeah, definitely some sort of issue there with his Honda Civic. It's definitely not his weekend when it comes to this. He's slowed off the pace. Car's still running, but we saw some sort of smoke coming from under the car.
Yeah, you can see it. So the Honda has a misfortunate weekend for sure.
Yeah.
And a very sad and lonely moment for Tin as he'll try and nurse it back to the pits with 9 laps to go.
It's very unusual because these cars are quite standard. The engines, as an example, Jonathan, are pretty much straight off with a few add-on modifications to the outside, you know, exhaust pipes and things like that. Gearboxes, you can put a sequential gearbox behind it, turn it into pretty much a mini racing car, but reliability-wise, they're normally quite reliable and they're quite cheap. That's the good thing about this class. Once again, they try to make the cars cheap to buy, and also running costs are quite cheap on them as well, as far as motorsport goes.
Andy Yan then continues to lead this race by 2.8 seconds. That's the gap he's got with 8 laps to go over Kevin Say. Henry Ho has moved up to 3rd place now that Tin is out, and keep an eye on Henry because we know how quick he can be in that number 88. His last lap at 146.9, so he's on the pace, but not quite as fast as Andy Yan, who's definitely stealing a march on everybody, but he's certainly on the pace of Kevin Say. So he's certainly got 8 laps now to catch up, has Henry, so there's a chance.
Yeah, Jack Lemvar is down there at the moment in 5th position, and he's quite a way off the pace, 12 seconds off the pace. So whatever the change was that they did to that car, he's running a lot slower lap times than he did in race 1 today. 45 is the pace of Yan, and 47s is Lemvar. And I'm pretty sure that earlier on today in race 1, Lemvar was also in the 45. So whatever it was that they did, and we saw earlier on in the race how loose Jack Lemvar's car was. Perhaps taking that wing off didn't help the stability and the downforce in the middle of the corners here at the Chang International Circuit.
Well, as we take a look at Parapat Bourbon of Thailand, I want to remind you that with Tin Sitrai out for Thailand and Roloff Choe Bruins not taking part this weekend, in comes Tin. That 2nd and 3rd place will be dropped, and Henry Ho should move up the board to go behind Andy Yan in the championship chase. And Tin is out. And interesting enough, that helmet, beautifully designed. It's got Prince Bira on the back, so he knows his little nod of the cap to one of the greats of Thailand racing. And also Tintin, because they call him Tintin. Why wouldn't they?
Terence C out there on track at the moment in the Roadstar car, the Seat Leon, getting the flash
from Douglas Koo, who's probably his life flashed before his eyes at the start, having stuck himself on the grid and not able to move. I don't know. It's often I don't know. It's either a gearbox situation or you just drop the clutch and stall it.
He stalled it. Yeah, obviously I think he stalled it off the line there. You know, on the front row, keen to get away, want to get in that first turn first, and just got a bit over ambitious and paid the price big time, because now instead of up near the front, he's down in 9th position.
Look at Lemvar, who's now currently in 5th position, his last lap at 148.0, so he's still circulating well, but not really making any inroads. And not far behind him is fellow Thai Hanjit Kasim. So these two know each other well, having raced each other on the National Series. Thailand, incidentally, has their own National Series, and several around the world starting to come together. And this is the future, the new future of touring cars, very much so. And hats off to David Sonninger and the organisers at Motorsport Asia for putting this all together and developing TCR worldwide, not just here in Asia. And of course the International Series will be racing here as well, Singapore and Macau. Whoa, big lock up there by Say. We
just saw a moment ago Douglas Koo go up the inside, and Say obviously trying to hang on as best as he can now, try and learn what he can from Douglas Koo. If he can just mimic the line, perhaps find a few extra tenths and get dragged along, and get dragged up to Bourbon, who's in 7th place, just in front of those two drivers. So 9th and 8th at the moment. Douglas Koo has moved up to 8th position.
And Brian doing a good job, holding on to 10th place, ahead of Kenneth Ma, who's no fool. Kenneth, one of the most experienced drivers out there. bringing up the rear at the moment. And Andy Yan, a 3.7-second lead now as the Hong Kong driver over Kevin Say. 66. That's that man, Hanjit Kassam. And he's actually starting to catch on Lembard in the MK car.
And not only that, the pair of them are catching up to Philip Sousa just in front as well. So it looks like he could be in for a good day, the young Thai driver. Another lock up there from Jack Lembard.
I think Lembard's got some problems with the car setup. I don't know why, but he's not driving his usual fluid style. He's got a lot of experience, Jack Lembard, and this is not the performance I expected, or he expected, I'm sure.
Definitely not as much grip as he had in race 1 earlier today.
Well, to be honest, he might have some actual bodywork problems because he came together twice in the first lap.
Well, that is true. He has had a rather eventful first few laps of this race.
The car looks okay, but you never know.
Well, you've only got to damage a panel underneath or something along those lines, Jonathan.
Or steering.
Absolutely. Just knock one of the wheels out of line, and it makes these cars so much harder to drive.
Here's another look. Damage to the Seat there. You can see. Number 65. Yeah, that's hanging off the back of it.
Douglas Khoo's car. That's a part of the underneath of the car. Obviously, you can see there that the ground effects. They try
5 laps to go after this. They're coming down to complete this lap now. Andy Yan leads the way.
Yeah, 4.3 the gap that Andy Yan is eking out now. Once again, that time round he was 0.6 quicker. Jonathan, I've got to say, this weekend he really has.
Immaculate.
Yeah, an immaculate, you've said it, immaculate drive. I mean, that Liquid Moly team by Ensler has done a really good job with the Volkswagen GTI.
Well, Franz Ensler lit up the way for Liquid Moly all those years ago, and they've been doing it ever since, and great to see them and the flag and the colours flying for the German lubricants company and the German team, the Volkswagens, flying high in Asia. Another lock-up from Lembard. He's not happy, is he? He's not really making any inroads.
Philip Sousa just in front there, though, is starting to get the hurry up. He knows that the two guys behind him are catching him. He's picked his pace up. He was 0.3 quicker than the two guys behind him that time round. But in the slipstream, it looks like the number 44 of Jack Lembard is getting ready to have another attack.
Let's have a look at these cars in slow motion. And you can see when the wheels are slowed down, and you can see them going through their paces. Is the car number 66.
And you can just see the crush of the rear tyre there, of the front tyre under brakes. How much the tyres deflect, and that deflection gives them a little bit of extra grip. Of course, they run quite low pressures in these racing slicks.
The leader crosses the line in the number 3 Liquid Moly car. Another good lap by him, 1:46.5. He's consistent, and he's got a gap consistently now over 4 seconds with 4 laps to go. The main battle is the one we've been watching, involving this man, Jack Lembard. He's got Sousa in front of him and Hanjit Kassam just behind him. And they are catching him. You're absolutely right. The 26 is definitely the target now.
Yeah, Philip Sousa, of course, in the Liquid Moly Volkswagen.
Henry Ho just given a warning there for exceeding track limits, so he's got to be careful. Man in 3rd place, he's doing everything he can to catch up. Now, can Lembard launch an attack now? I don't think he's close enough just yet. The pictures sometimes, with the long angles, make it look as though they're closer. They're not really that close on track yet to him.
No, it's a kilometre along that straight. Yeah, there is a good opportunity for a slipstream, but you really another lock up there by Philip Sousa. Every time he does that, it's that's a Rittapong, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a Rittapong out of the car. Disappointed clearly watching the race.
Yeah, unfortunately for him, this race won't be as good as race number 1.
Fantastic racing here in Thailand at the Buriram circuit. Fantastic complex, and hats off to the organisers here in Thailand and this complex, which involves obviously Buriram United. And if you know your soccer, you'll know that the top team in Thailand will be in action later tonight. This time it's the boys at the track, just about a quarter of a mile away, putting on the action.
Jack Lembard is definitely closing on that gap to Philip Sousa now. He'll be getting a pit board when he goes through, being told that you know, he needs to get a hurry up to number 26.
Well, Hanjit Kassam has dropped right off as well. The man just behind him in 6th place. He's not in this battle. You can see him just at the distance there.
Yeah, not anymore.
Yeah. There's your leader. That's the gap he's got as he goes towards the first corner.
Yeah.
Now with 3 laps to go.
Once again, another perfect lap, 46.7 for him. He's not doing anything silly, just as smooth as you like. The gap now, 4.3 between Andy Yan, the man we're looking at, and Kevin C.
Team watch on, pensively waiting.
Fingers crossed behind the back.
Yeah, I think so.
Thumbs up.
Yeah, thumbs up. Tentative wave. Well, you always know what they're thinking is everything mechanically okay? Because we've just seen Tin go out, and Volkswagen's pretty bulletproof, and certainly the preparation by this team, second to none. They're some of the best engineers in the world looking after this particular car.
Oh, absolutely. And yeah, like you say, they certainly have got some good guys. And if Andy wants something in that car, the guys in that garage are able to give it to him. And I've got to say, it's a different Andy Yan here to what we saw in Korea. In Korea, I wouldn't have thought that he'd be just showing us what he can do here. This is an incredible drive by him, in my books at least.
Yeah, he's got into his stride for sure. We saw glimpses of it last year. We know he's a good champion, is Andy, and he's been around for a while. But yeah, he didn't quite find his stride immediately in TCR, mechanical difficulties. So when you don't get the track time, you just don't, you don't perform as well. But this weekend's all gone according to plan. I mean, remember, this is a guy that started 10th in this race.
Yeah.
So he's come right through in the early laps, and look at the lead he's got now.
Yeah, he's had to pass 10 guys, and he's got a 4.5 second lead.
Looking at the second place man, Kevin Say, Revo sponsorship. The quite significant with 2 laps to go.
The other good thing for Kevin is he's actually an amateur driver, so not only is he going to finish second outright if he holds it all together, he's going to win and get a trophy for the first amateur driver in this TCR Asia Cup. So that's definitely a couple of feathers in his cap for this race.
And that's why this is an important race also for this man, number 88, Henry Ho, because he'll get good points. And both Andy Yan and Henry Ho, Hong Kong and Macau drivers, will leave dominating proceedings here and head to China in August. Long way off, but certainly will be just what they wanted, because one of those championships that can creep up and suddenly you're at Macau. Well, it is. It's one of the cases where, you just get into your rhythm after a couple of weekends, and then suddenly you realise that the championship's on the line.
Yeah, that's true. And I mean, the other thing, of course, is the TCR concept. It is a fairly new concept worldwide. Asia, of course, we have our championship here, and everybody's still learning and adapting, and it's growing at an amazing rate. So it's definitely a great concept. And I don't know about you, Jonathan, but I'm really happy to be here watching these guys, and definitely at the start of what's going to be a big thing in the future.
Yeah, I mean, this is the start of a new era for tin tops in Asia, and it's a shame because Asian touring cars had such a more damaged cars, and a lot of attrition, both on the track and on the cars this weekend. 1 lap to go for the leaders as they come out of the last corner. Yan crosses the line, will start his last lap. Henry Ho in 3rd position. Lembard. Whoa. That was off Sousa's car.
Oh, look at that.
Almost hit Lembard.
That is so close. It was either off Sousa's car or it was on the side of the track.
And he picked it up, yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't quite catch exactly what happened there, but Jack Lambard, the luckiest man around at the moment.
Yeah, taking a deep intake of breath, I would have thought. There he is.
Yeah.
Number 44 for Matana's team. And coming down to the closing stages. He's trying desperately to get past Felipe Sosa, but the Macau driver doing a very good job to make sure that the Ensler team get a good result all round. Andy Yan is going to win this race, and he's some 4 seconds up the road from Kevin Say. This is the last lap. Liqui Moly have had the perfect weekend. Team Ensler doing a brilliant job for the VW. He gets it up on 3 wheels for a moment there. There's Andy Yan, he's pushing hard.
Certainly is. The other thing that we've got to mention about this Volkswagen GTI is that they've brought a lot of European sponsors with them to Asia for the first time. Remus, I know, is a big sponsor of theirs, and you know, it's really great to see those European companies getting involved in this Asian Championship and running at the front.
No question about it. So the closing stages of this, it's been a brilliant weekend of touring car racing. And certainly Ensler have put on a show here in front of this big Thai crowd. And it's going to be Andy Yan who comes to the last corner to take victory here in TCR round 4. High attrition rate, lots of drama, but the reverse grid didn't matter. He takes the checkered flag and wins round 4. The team are happy. And that doesn't get any better. Kevin Say, some 3 seconds in the end behind. I think he knocked it off at the end there. Comes over the line now. Henry Ho takes 3rd position. Souza will hold on to take 4th ahead of Jack Lembard. Had a bit of a moment there. Lembard pretty close as they cross the line now. And just following them home in the number 66 is Hanjit Kasam of Thailand.
Well, that was a pretty good TCR race, Jonathan. There was a little bit of everything, and probably the thing that impressed me the most in that race, apart from Andy Yan, is Kevin C, the amateur, finishing on the podium.
Yeah, a really good result for him. Crossing the line now, the number 17, that's Terence Say, who almost got spun round earlier in the race. Finally crossing the line, William O'Brien just holding off Kenneth Marr.
Yeah, good to see Bill O'Brien having a good drive as well. That's much better than race 1 for him. Had overheating problems, but he's managed to get that car to the line, so good job by him.
Confirmation of the result then here in Buriram. Yan with the victory for the 2nd time of asking, coming from the back almost in 10th position. Kevin Say of Macau, then Henry Ho of Macau, Philip Sosa also of Macau. So Macau in 2nd, 3rd and 4th. And then it's ties, Jack Lembard, Hanjit Kasam and Parapat Burpon in 7th place. Then Douglas Koo of Malaysia in 8th. Terence Say of Hong Kong 9th. And Bill O'Brien, the American, turned Hong Kong, if you will, based in Hong Kong in 10th position. Kenneth Ma, another Hong Kong driver, in 11th. And Tin Shin Trai, sadly, and Iritapong, the 2 Hondas going out early in the race. An unfortunate weekend for one of the favourites at the beginning of this weekend, Tin Si Trai. Well, Yan can, that's for sure. Brilliant stuff by Andy Yan. And there's the first man out there to meet him. Good. Thank you, he says. Pleased with that.
What a great result. I mean, they've worked hard for it, Jonathan. They really have. You know, luck didn't come their way in round 1 and race 1 and 2 in Korea, but it's come good here.
Yeah, no question. Yep, get the photos. 2 in a row in Thailand. 2 Thai. And Kevin Say will be pleased too with the number 8. Another Volkswagen. And Henry Ho flying the flag. Sean Hensel will be down there in a moment to get the interviews with our winners. I think the crowd have enjoyed it. And if there's one knowledgeable crowd when it comes to tin top racing, it's the Thai crowd. They've been racing tin tops for a long time here. And it's great to see them back at the sharp end of a really professionally prepared series, giving these, look at the smoke come off. 2nd place, Kevin Say. Podium again for him. Yeah, you can see he's delighted with that. Yeah, good handshake, good sportsmanship between them. So let's go down and see if we can hear from the leaders. Sean Henselwood getting amongst it, and Andy Yan gets the cap on, or tries to anyway, and gets ready to talk to the world's media on what was the perfect weekend in many ways for the champion from Hong Kong. Let's head down now to Sean Henselwood, who has the winner, Andy Yan.
How does that feel? Back to back, are you surprised?
It is fantastic. It's a fantastic weekend. We double win, 2 victory.
Did you have any trouble getting through the field in that opening lap?
The first 2 laps is very tough because the first grid I start at 10th place and I need to overtake the other competitor, but very complicated. Luckily, finally I can win the race and one more victory for the team and for my sponsor, AG Group. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Yeah, AG Group have definitely got their money's worth of that sponsorship. Liqui Moly can be very happy as well. And yeah, he said the first 2 laps were a little bit tough for him, but once he got through that, he was fine.
Yeah, it didn't take him long, did it, to work his way through the field, but he was definitely the smoothest driver of the weekend, and walks away with 2 first-place trophies, and more importantly, a bag of points that extend his lead in the championship.
Yeah, and I think he's going to be hard to beat because he's going to be strong in Shanghai. He is obviously Chinese, being from Hong Kong, and then Macau is literally his backyard. So, yeah, he's going to be hard to beat.
We would have said that about Tin Shi Try at the end of last round too. So that's the thing I like about this championship, Jonathan. You just never know from week to week what's going to happen next.
Now, in terms of the overall championship, it looks like this. Andy Yan now with 94 points, and that has been a significant weekend then, ahead of Kevin Say, who moved to 2nd place, equal with Henry Ho, the 2 Macau drivers chasing him down as best they can. Tin Shi Try, who led this championship coming into this weekend, has now 42 points, just 1 ahead of Bruins, who didn't race, the Korean Philippe de Souza with 39 points. So watch for him, and Lembard, a good outing, but not what he probably wanted, and likewise disappointment for Riretipong of Thailand. So, weekend conclusion then, 2 rounds in the books, 4 rounds in total complete for the 2016 TCR Asia Series. Chang International Circuit. Really like this venue, Steve.
Yeah, I mean, it's been absolutely fantastic to be here, to be able to come here. It's created some great racings, definitely some TCR racing here, and you've got to say that Herman Tilker has done a fantastic job at designing this circuit, and it's one of his best.
Celebration for the Liqui Moly team. Look at that. What an outfit. Did you see that?
I saw that.
That was pretty cool.
I think they're going to be celebrating deep into the night, aren't they?
Yeah, Team Liqui Moly. Well, she's got a great outfit, but I just saw a pair of shorts that I'd never seen before.
I think you want a pair of them,
I
don't
think
you?
I might just have to go and hunt. All thumbs up then for the Liqui Moly guys, and waiting for the podium. They're all ready to go. It's kind of unique, the podium here, because it's right in the middle of the track.
I like it. I like the way. I like the design of it. It's right there. The cars can, park on the grid.
It's also right in front of the main grandstand.
Absolutely, everybody can see the action, what's going on, and an important part of racing is when they can get to see the driver with the helmet off.
That's Andy Yan's girlfriend. She's delighted. He was very nice at the press conference last time. He thanked his team and he thanked everybody. And I also want to thank my girlfriend. So they don't often get a look in. They have to put up with a lot.
They do.
So then, back to do the podium there. I love Henry Ho's suit. A little bit of pink, a little bit of white. And onto the top. Not quite as celebratory as he was in the first round, Andy, and he wants to hear the crowd. Come on, let me hear you. He's a great character, isn't he? Oh, he is. Congratulations, though, to Champ Motorsport and Henry Ho for taking that 3rd place, and Kevin Say, Team Work Motorsport. And Andy Yan wins for the Liqui Moly Team Ensler team. In the biggest roar of all. A double win, no less. We thank you for tuning in around the world to watch our coverage of TCR Asia. A final picture before a little bit of a brief respite before August and the next round in Shanghai. For attention. And who knows what will throw up from there in terms of competition anyway. I can almost guarantee, though, that Andy Yan will be there. Like I said earlier, I think he's going to be hard to beat now. He looks like one of those drivers that once with the confidence, it'll just, and it always happens in any kind of sport. Once you find that purple patch, you kind of You kind of keep winning, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. It's you do, but on the other hand, Jonathan, you know, like he's had a great weekend this weekend, but so did other drivers on other weekends. You know, like that's the closeness of this this racing. It really does create different winners each weekend. So just because Andy Yan's won now, I'm not necessarily going to say that he's going to be the winner next time out.
No, fair enough. Well, we've also got the podium. We await that for the amateurs as well. Here they come. Another podium for MK. So a big roar of applause for the top three in the amateur trophy, and they are battling as well. Just a reminder that they're in their own championship. Kevin Say, Michael Ho, Terence Say, Douglas Koo. And Kevin Say will definitely be moving forward after that performance. So congratulations to the top three in the amateurs, and congratulations once again to a double win for Andy Yan. My thanks to Steve Martin for joining me here in commentary. Stay with us on TCR Asia. More action to come in August from Shanghai. Bye-bye for now.